Welcome back to the channel, Cowboys Nation. After that dominant win over the Washington Commanders, the Dallas Cowboys are back in the headlines, and this time, it's not just about the scoreboard. It's about what's brewing behind the scenes. The post-game buzz isn't only focused on Dak Prescott's near-flawless performance, or the defense's suffocating dominance. It's the swirl of rumors coming out of the star that's got fans talking. From potential trades to the future of Trevon Diggs, and even whispers about a possible reunion with a familiar coaching name, there's a lot of smoke, and where there's smoke, there might just be fire. Let's break it all down, because this could shape the future of the Cowboys heading into the second half of the season. The win over the Commanders wasn't just another victory, it was a statement. The Cowboys looked like a team that's starting to find its rhythm again, both offensively and defensively. Dak Prescott was in command from the very first drive, showing poise, accuracy, and confidence. The offense finally looked balanced with the right mix of Tony Pollard's hard runs and CeeDee Lamb's big plays downfield. Meanwhile, Dan Quinn's defense brought relentless pressure on Sam Howell, forcing mistakes, turnovers, and setting the tone that the Cowboys are once again among the elite defensive units in the NFL. But behind the scenes, team executives and insiders are already shifting focus toward the trade deadline and how to keep the momentum alive as playoff aspirations grow stronger. Now, one of the biggest talking points coming out of Dallas right now is the trade market. Multiple reports suggest that the Cowboys could be quietly exploring deals before the upcoming deadline. Jerry Jones hinted in his post-game comments that the team is always looking to improve, and when Jerry starts talking like that, it usually means he's got something up his sleeve. The question is, who are the Cowboys targeting? Some insiders believe Dallas could be looking to bolster their offensive line depth, especially with Tyron Smith's continued injury concerns. Others believe they could be exploring a move for a veteran receiver or a backup running back to give the offense more balance. The front office knows that to compete with teams like the Eagles and 49ers in the playoffs, this roster has to be airtight. There's been talk about a potential trade for a wide receiver, someone who can complement CeeDee Lamb and take pressure off him in double coverage. Brandon Cooks has been decent but inconsistent, and Michael Gallup's production hasn't been what fans expected. That's led to speculation that Dallas could be in the market for someone like Courtland Sutton from the Broncos, or maybe even a reunion with Amari Cooper if the Browns are open to dealing. Those rumors are unconfirmed but gaining traction, especially after Jerry Jones mentioned that the team would be opportunistic if the right player became available. And knowing Jerry's history, he loves a big, headline-grabbing move when his team is in contention. On the defensive side, things are getting even more interesting. The Cowboys' secondary has been solid, but all eyes are on Trevon Diggs and his recovery. After suffering that heartbreaking season-ending ACL injury earlier in the year, there's been growing speculation about how his return next season could affect the team's future decisions. Diggs remains one of the league's top cornerbacks when healthy, and his presence opposite Darren Bland creates one of the best cornerback duos in football. But with Diggs entering the later stages of his contract, some fans and analysts have started wondering, will Dallas look to extend him long-term, or will they play it cautiously given the injury? Insiders have reported that Diggs has been in great spirits during his rehab and is progressing well, but the Cowboys might take a careful approach. This team has learned the hard way about rushing players back too quickly. There's also been chatter that the Cowboys front office could consider drafting another cornerback in next year's draft as insurance, especially if they're worried about durability. But make no mistake, Diggs is still viewed as a cornerstone of this defense. His playmaking ability, ball-hawking instincts, and swagger bring an identity to the Cowboys defense that you just can't replace. When he returns, expect him to be even hungrier, and knowing how competitive Diggs is, he's already eyeing a comeback story that could rival some of the best in recent NFL memory. Now, let's talk about the other big name that's suddenly being connected to Dallas: Matt Eberflus. Yes, the current Chicago Bears head coach whose seat is getting hotter by the week. Eberflus, who previously served as the Cowboys linebackers coach and defensive passing game coordinator, has a long history with the organization. And now, as rumors swirl that his time in Chicago could be coming to an end, speculation has begun that the Cowboys might consider bringing him back in some capacity, especially if Dan Quinn finally gets a head coaching offer after this season. Quinn has been on the radar of multiple teams over the past few years, and if Dallas makes another deep playoff run, it's almost certain he'll get another shot at leading his own team. That's where Eberflus could come in. Sources say Jerry Jones has always respected Eberflus' defensive mind, and he was instrumental in developing some of the Cowboys' early defensive talent before he left for Indianapolis. If Quinn departs, Eberflus could be an ideal replacement, someone who understands the Cowboys system, has leadership experience, and could step right into a ready-made defense. It's all speculation for now, but it's gaining steam among league insiders who know how much Dallas values continuity on the coaching side. Bringing in a familiar face like Eberflus would allow them to keep building without a massive scheme overhaul. Meanwhile, fans have been buzzing on social media about how this team feels different from previous Cowboys squads. After the win against the Commanders, players talked about the chemistry and accountability that's starting to take hold. Micah Parsons, who was absolutely unstoppable in that game, said afterward that the locker room is locked and everyone's chasing something bigger. And that's exactly the kind of mentality Dallas needs if they're going to finally get over the playoff hump. Parsons himself continues to be the emotional leader of this team, and his energy has sparked the entire defense. There's also been quiet talk that Dallas could still look to add another defensive tackle for depth. Motzie Smith has been developing, but the Cowboys could use another veteran presence inside to help stop the run. One name that's been floated is Fletcher Cox if the Eagles ever decide to move on or if another veteran becomes available. Don't forget, this front office has shown they'll make moves when they think the timing is right. Just look at last year when they added Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks in the offseason. Those weren't flashy blockbuster trades, but they made the team stronger in critical spots. As for Dak Prescott, his recent performances have quieted a lot of the critics who were questioning him earlier in the season. He looks more confident in the pocket, more decisive, and more comfortable in Mike McCarthy's play-calling system. There's growing optimism that this could be the version of Dak that leads Dallas deep into January. His chemistry with CeeDee Lamb has been undeniable, and the connection they've built on third downs has become one of the Cowboys' biggest offensive weapons. The offensive line's improved play has also given him time to throw, which makes all the difference. But the one thing the Cowboys can't afford right now is complacency. That's been their Achilles heel in past seasons, looking great in October and November, only to stumble when the stakes get highest. This time, there's a different feel. The leadership group in the locker room, from Dak to Parsons to DeMarcus Lawrence, seems laser-focused. They know what's at stake, and they're not letting up. The Commanders' win was just one chapter, but it showed that when this team clicks, they can go toe-to-toe with anyone in the league. If Dallas does make a trade before the deadline, it'll likely be a calculated one, not a desperate move, but something that strengthens their chances in key areas. The Cowboys front office has learned that timing and fit are everything. And with the NFC looking competitive but not unbeatable, they're in position to make a serious run. Whether it's adding depth, preparing for Trevon Diggs' future, or even planning ahead for potential coaching changes, this is a franchise operating with long-term vision while still chasing the immediate dream of another Super Bowl. As the weeks go on, keep your eyes peeled because things could heat up fast. Between trade rumors, player recoveries, and coaching whispers, the Cowboys are about to enter one of the most crucial stretches of their season. Fans can feel that this might just be the year something special is brewing in Dallas. The confidence, the chemistry, and yes, the chaos of the rumor mill are all signs that something big is coming. Whether it's a blockbuster move, a key extension, or just a run of continued dominance, Cowboys Nation is holding its breath to see what happens next. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on every breaking story, trade rumor, and inside update about your Dallas Cowboys, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a single update. The Cowboys are on a mission, and we're going to be right here breaking down every twist and turn along the way.